What is Project Sandman?
Project Sandman is a coordinated attack planned by the BRICS countries on the United States. The kill shot is going to include a coordinated sell-off of at least $2+ trillion in treasuries, which will collapse the United States debt market, followed by the stock market shortly thereafter. Wow. These events will freeze the U.S. economy and obliterate the value of all fiat U.S. dollar-denominated assets. Most of the trigger conditions for Sandman trigger have already been met. One of them was the petrodollar abdication, basically Saudi Arabia no longer requiring the dollar for to buy oil. Another one is basically tensions between the United States and Russia and China. With the outstanding requirement would be an operational BRICS reserve currency. Basically, once the BRICS reserve currency comes online, then all of these things get met, and all these treasuries come back to the United States, and it happens like on a Sunday night, and then Monday morning, our way of life as we know it is over.
Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who taught us this truth. And a sincere salutations to the Tabernacle of David, you Akim pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And also a healthy shalom to the few Akwath who are listening and learning. It's Zakar'Yah coming at you with another lesson. And Lord's willing, it be edifying. So today I want to touch on this article from Watcher.Guru, which is entitled 10 Asian Countries to Ditch the U.S. Dollar. And this article popped up in my feed a couple days ago. And as I read a little bit of it, it reminded me of a article that I did a lesson on about a year and some change ago concerning Project Sandman, which, Lord's willing, I'll put a clip of Project Sandman in post-production so you guys can get a little quick understanding of it. And I'm going to touch on the article now through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. I found that article. Okay, so, but like I was saying, Project Sandman was supposed to be like a conspiracy and not true. But turns out a lot of things in that article is coming to pass. So anyway, let's dive into it. It says, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations countries are looking to promote local currencies for trade and ditch the U.S. dollar for cross-border transactions. ASEAN consists of 10 countries, and their economies are fast developing in the global sphere. This puts the USD under pressure as several developing countries, including the Asian bloc, are looking to end reliance on the US dollar. Okay, and these 10 countries are, let's scroll down. It says the 10 Asian countries that are looking to stop using the US dollar for trade are Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. According to the latest figures from the International Monetary Fund, commonly called the World Bank, the combined GDP of Asian nation currently stands at 4 trillion. All right. So these nations are openly discussing leaving the dollar. And this is another sign that America, Babylon the Great, is losing its hegemony. Because anytime a country even hinted at trying to step away from the dollar or suggested leaving the dollar to do their own thing, America would go to war with them. Their leaders would end up Gaddafi'd. The country would end up destroyed. So you're seeing this on a global scale. These nations are basically putting up the middle finger to America, Babylon the Great. Its power is fading and dwindling fast. Okay, so let me grab a precept. This is Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1. It reads, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground." Right. Come down off your high horse, America, Babylon the Great. You are being made a laughing stock around the world. All right, the world is seeing your hypocrisy, and the Lord is bringing America low. Okay, and it says, and sit in the dust representing confusion, and these people are in a confused state. Okay, its leaders are in a confused state. The people, they see the writing is on the wall. They see all this uh, turmoil and chaos happening around them, this empire falling, but they have this undying hope that America will be made great again. You know, these people are confused. Their leaders don't know if they're coming and going. They're separated on all of every single matter to the smallest. All signs of a failing empire. Okay? Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne. Right, there is no throne. America is through. The Lord has set the bounds that Esau, Edom, the so-called self-proclaimed white man, cannot rule past. All right? Down to the very year, the very month, the very day, the very hour, the very minute, the very second. And his time is almost up. The sand is running out of the hourglass. Okay? So it says, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the river. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen, and I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. And that's exactly what the Lord is doing, man. He's allowing all these nations to see America for what it truly is. All right. A debt-ridden, murderous, thieving whore that leaves a trail of death and chaos behind her everywhere she goes. And these nations are sick of it. So let's get back to the lesson. This is a quick clip. All right. Because, you have all these other nations, if not already joined BRICS, they're in line and to sign up to become a member of BRICS. So let's play a little bit of this from Redacted.
And it's now coming true. This is Ron Paul in 2008. Watch.
And to me, the more amazing thing right now is not only has the financial system collapsed, which is very, very bad and very dangerous, I believe that what we're moving toward now is the collapse of the dollar. And the collapse of a dollar, because it's the international reserve currency, I think is going to be much worse than what we have already witnessed.
Yeah, Ron Paul warning all of us that a U.S. dollar collapse is inevitable. And now we have breaking news that we just learned about this weekend from Russia and China. We now know, without a shadow of a doubt, that the BRICS nations are officially ending their ties to the United States dollar as a reserve currency. According to multiple sources close to the BRICS planners, it will officially happen in October at their summit meeting, where they will make that declaration. Now, they could do a soft declaration ahead of time, we don't know, but according to sources close to BRICS, they will also announce their new currency at the time. Just let that sink in for a moment, guys. Brazil, Russia, China, India, South Africa, and dozens of other countries which are now joining BRICS will officially end settling transactions in U.S. dollars and instead use a new commodities-backed currency. And according to the news this weekend, BRICS will, quote, sway other countries to ditch the U.S. dollar by uplifting local currencies for trade, as well as developing a new currency system that would rival the U.S. dollar. Experts, of course, say that the...
All right, so you hear it, okay? So from here, let's dive into this article. All right. Real quick. And it reads, 100 nations have global agreement now being deployed called Project Sandman to drop and end dominance of the US dollar and petrodollar. All right. So it reads, Project Sandman describes 100 nations agreement that, when triggered, will see those nations simultaneously dump the dollar and abandon the petrodollar, status that has allowed the U.S. to enjoy 50 years of fiat currency, counterfeiting, and material abundance at the expense of everyone else. When this decision is triggered, the dollar and all dollar denominated assets will plunge to near zero, literally overnight. This means all dollar denominated bank accounts, bonds, pensions, funds, treasuries, and other investment vehicles will essentially be worth zero, for the simple reason that all banks and markets will freeze operations. This is the James Rickard Ice 9 scenario. So let's check out what the Ice 9 scenario is.
Thing. When the next crisis hits, the elites are planning to freeze the financial system, and they'll replace it with a new system, one not based on the U.S. dollar. When that happens, we'll wake up to a very strange and disturbing new reality.
And for our viewers that are watching today, what might their reality look like that morning? How does this manifest?
First, they'll have gone to bed knowing that a massive financial crisis was underway. But when they wake up, they'll find it has worsened and the contagion has spread worldwide. When they go to withdraw money, their ATM will say, closed temporarily. When they go to sell stocks, their account will say, transaction not available. When they go to their local business, that business will only accept cash if it's open. As citizens realize they're being barred from their money, riots will erupt. It's going to get really bad really quickly.
How would such a freeze actually work? And wouldn't that be highly illegal?
Well, it wouldn't be illegal technically because they've been quietly laying the groundwork for years. They've rigged the financial laws, changed the rules of the game to allow this to happen. The stage is set. They have the levers in place. The lights are positioned. Now someone just needs to flick a switch and they'll impose Ice 9 rapidly. And again, all of this will be legal because they've rigged the system in their favor.
So the Lord said that he would cause their own tongues to fall upon themselves. So whether it's Bill Gates speaking on the snake venom and depopulation, or whether it's Klaus Schwab speaking at the World Economic Forum about the future, people will be, chipped, okay, with the RFID microchip implant, whether it's in your hands or your brain. All right. The Lord is making this as clear as possible what's coming. Okay. These Edomites are telling on themselves, telling you the truth straight to your face. But continuing on, it reads, any funds you have in the stock market will be stuck in those markets, and the entire infrastructure of banking and finance will suffer a catastrophic liquidity crisis that will freeze nearly all financial transactions. Credit cards will stop functioning, food stamp systems will go down and stay down, ATMs will not function, wire transfers will be halted, checks won't be honored, and banks will appear to be offline when accessed through the internet, displaying maintenance messages to panic users. The dollar collapse is a deliberate plan to force the starving masses into a digital dollar control grid. Man, tell me if this article isn't on point. This scenario has been engineered for a deliberate collapse of the dollar, fiat currency, and an attempted forcing of everyone into a digital dollar system run by the bankers. In the midst of the panic, people will be promised a universal basic income, and food credits rationings will be strictly enforced, but only if they use the approved digital wallet system run by the very same criminals who spent the last 50 years looting the value of the dollar. Right. This is an orchestrated collapse. Okay. Desperate people will comply, and they will sell their souls and their freedom in exchange for a few more meals, even while their futures are obliterated by the mark of the beast financial system that will forever keep them enslaved and impoverished. Okay? Right. The mark of the beast financial system. Okay? Which, in order to be a part of this man's system, he's going to Revelation chapter 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right. This red horse, all right, is coming to take peace from the earth and to make conditions so bad upon the earth that you people are forced to receive his mark. Okay. A complete financial collapse, which is going to bring about a time like never before. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7, Jacob's trouble. Okay. And we're going to end it here. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Woe meaning destruction. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their hand. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of the pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right. And this financial collapse, this Project Sandman, all right, could happen this year, man. Could happen at any time. All right. These nations are selling off treasuries, and leaving the dollar. All right. All right. So all we need is the button to be pushed. Everything is in order. Okay. Yahoo Finance, China ramps up de-dollarization efforts by dumping a record amount of U.S. bonds. All right. So it says, where is it? Let me get to the point so I can end this lesson. It says China sold a record 53.3 billion worth of treasuries and agency bonds in the first quarter, Bloomberg reported. All right. And this article was also going into that right here. This is what I wanted. It was highlighted earlier. It says Beijing sold 53.3 billion worth of U.S. treasuries and agency bonds from its stockpile. The above already eye-catching volumes China was offloading last year, although one estimate has calculated that the country has sold 300 billion U.S. treasuries between 2021 and 2023. China's selling grew to the point that markets worry about higher yields. So, man, listen, man, all these things are coming to pass, man. Measure thou the time diligently in itself, or you're going to get caught out there. All right. Big chess moves are being made. So, Lord's willing, this was edifying. Shalom, Israel. Wa abad babal.